Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sam, and this is my co-host Phil, and together we are Bars and Barbells, and today we got some more comedy for you.
And comedy is something you have really enjoyed.
Yes, I absolutely love it. It's usually my favorite of the weekend.
What's your, out of the more recent ones that we've done for a comedy video, which one have you enjoyed?
I love Shane Gillis. He's one of my faves. I also
Which one from Shane Gillis did you like?
Trump speed dating.
Trump speed dating.
That one was so good.
Yeah, that one was hilarious. His
impressions are so on point.
They're very well done. So if you haven't seen that one, you can go and check that out. Yes. And we've done a lot of comedians on the channel.
Yeah, I also like Matt Rife. He was somebody that was new to me. I'd never heard of him. Yeah. I like the ventriloquist one. What's it? Jeff Dunham.
Yep.
But the most recent one with Walter.
Yes.
That's his name? The older guy? Yes. Like the puppet, the older guy? I think he's been my favorite out of the three puppets that we've done.
Don't know if that's going to be up yet, but it will be.
I mean, I love Peanut just because Peanut's crazy, but yeah.
He's crazy. A lot of them are pretty savage. Yeah. I'll say Jeff Dunham is creative, and he's
so talented.
Huh?
I said so talented.
Yeah, he's great at what he does. Anyways, so we got Dave Chappelle. We've done Dave Chappelle on the channel.
I love him too.
A few times. I think the last one that we did was 3 a.m., where he's talking about 3 a.m. in the ghetto.
Yeah.
And that was pretty funny. But that was way back. I think that was like mid-2000s, something like that.
Okay.
And this is, I think, about 20 years later now, The Dreamer.
Yeah, you were saying this is like his most recent stuff, right?
Yeah, it's his most recent special. Now, there is maybe something that we should be aware of with this one, and that is a lot of people I was hearing from a lot of people that they didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the entire special or just this clip?
No, the entire special. They were saying they were underwhelmed and that it wasn't his normal stuff that they were expecting. So I don't know if that's true. Sometimes people are setting their expectations too high, or maybe there's stuff in it that they just didn't resonate with because there's too many snowflakes today. But I don't know. I mean, this is one of the clips. It was hard to find some on there that were shorter. I think there's like a 15-minute clip as well. But I thought we would start with this one. Jim Carrey Story sounds pretty interesting to me.
I love Jim Carrey, so.
What's your favorite Jim Carrey movie?
Oh my God, there's so many good ones.
Pick one, top of your head.
Probably The Mask.
The Mask. See how
Ace Ventura too, though. Like Ace Ventura is good.
See how easy it is, those guys?
They're all good.
When you have a female friend, you just say, pick one.
Yeah, literally Phil does it to me probably like 5 times a day.
Indecisiveness, as we know, is Sam's strong point. But we got it out of The Mask. That was a great movie.
Yes.
I would go with Ace Ventura personally.
Yeah, I love that one.
It's just a classic for me in my childhood. Anyways, maybe he'll enlighten us about one of these movies.
Can we do some Jim Carrey? Is there a Jim Carrey stand-up? Does he ever do stand-up?
There is. I think Jim Carrey was on In Living Color as well. So
we need to do some of that. So guys, recommend some.
Yeah, try to recommend something that everybody might know. We don't like to do things that nobody's going to find or be looking for on YouTube, obviously, right? So if you got a good, recommendation that a lot of people are recommending for Jim Carrey, drop it in the comments and then we can satisfy Sam's request. Not only do I satisfy your guys' requests, I satisfy Sam's requests as well. See, it's a team effort, guys. And we appreciate all the support that you've given us with all the comments, because that's how we got into this comedy regimen. Anyways, we've been rambling for a little while. It's a 3-minute bit, so hopefully we kept you entertained a little bit in advance of Dave Chappelle. You're ready. I'm sure you're ready.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
And what I remember most about that night was the pressure. Before the show, I had to run out there on the avenue and hand out tickets to anybody who would take them because I couldn't even fill the fucking room. And boy, what a difference 24 short years makes.
24 years.
And right before that time, my father had died. He never lived to see me do it. And when he died, I was inconsolable. I thought I'd never smile or laugh again. And the only thing that got me out of that space was a comedian friend of mine, the late, great Norm Macdonald. That's right. Shout out to Norm. And what Norm did, which I'll never forget, is he knew that I was the biggest Jim Carrey fan in the world. Now, I'm not going to go all into it, but Jim Carrey is talented in a way that you can't practice, rehearse. What a God-given talent. I was fascinated with him. And Norm knew that. And he called me up and he goes, Dave, he says, I'm doing a movie with Jim Carrey. Do you want to meet him? And I said, fuck, yes, I do. And it was the first time I could remember since my father died being excited. And the movie was called Man on the Moon. I didn't know any of this. And in this movie, Jim Carrey was playing another comedian I admired, the late, great Andy Kaufman. Yes, and Jim Carrey was so immersed in that role that from the moment he woke up to the time he went to bed at night, he would live his life as Andy Kaufman. I didn't know that. When they said cut, this nigga was still Andy Kaufman. So much so that everybody on the crew called him Andy. I didn't know any of that. I just went there to meet him, and when he walked into the room where we were supposed to meet, I screamed, Jim Carrey! And everyone said, no! Call him Andy. And I didn't understand. And then he came over and he was acting weird. I didn't know he was acting like Andy Kaufman. Just like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, hello. Andy? Now, in hindsight, how fucking lucky am I that I got to see one of the greatest artists of my time immersed in one of his most challenging processes ever. Very lucky to have seen that. But as it was happening, I was very disappointed. Because I wanted to meet Jim Carrey. And I had to pretend this nigga was Andy Kaufman. All afternoon. And he was clearly Jim Carrey. I could look at him and I could see he was Jim Carrey. Anyway, I say all that to say, that's how trans people make me feel.
You know what I think maybe it might be based on this that we were saying that people weren't resonating with it. It's different, but all of that was for the punchline, which came at the end.
Yeah.
Right?
Like there was little bits where they were kind of funny, but not like it wasn't like the main point of the story.
Yeah, but I think when we've seen some of the other Dave Chappelle stuff, it's been more like punches throughout, more consistently. Like you said, those little moments, that was the whole thing for him, was the whole comedic stand-up routine was, you know, adding in these punches throughout, where this one was more of an extended
like a build.
Punch. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It was great.
This to me,
Great
this is like more of like
end.
storytelling comedy opposed to like just, like you said, smaller punchlines.
And the other thing I did notice with this one, because obviously he's clearly older, is his voice is deeper.
Yeah, it is.
And I think one of the things that made Dave Chappelle really funny is the way his voice sounded
like
when he said these
and
things.
like high pitched and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, goofy.
Yeah.
But he sounds less
Gave
goofy
it like
in
extra drama to it.
Yeah, he sounds more mature in this.
I
you know
would
what
agree,
I'm saying?
for sure.
So I didn't think it was bad by any means. I thought it was
either.
funny. You know, it kept me entertained all the way through. I was thinking halfway, I was like, you know, maybe.
I was thinking,
this,
like, where are we going with this? Like, you know, obviously it is kind of like ironic and funny that like you're obsessed with this person, he's pretending to be somebody else, whatever. But I was kind of like, what's like the big kicker in this? Like, is like the big laugh, and then obviously it was right at the end. So.
Yeah. So I mean, I thought it was fine, and I'd like to check out a little bit more.
Me too. I'd be open to watching more.
And so maybe you guys can let us know what you think as well. If you enjoyed this, if you've seen this special and it's worthwhile that we do some more reactions, do let us know as well. He also made mention of a few other comedians in the 3 minutes there. Yeah. Andy Kaufman, right, was the main comedian that Jim Carrey was playing. We haven't done anything by him. I've never even heard his name before.
Me either.
Mentioned Jim Carrey, mentioned Norm Macdonald. People have mentioned Norm Macdonald on our channel before in the comments, but it's really hard to find Norm Macdonald videos. They get blocked and stuff pretty frequently.
True. It's also crazy to me that like things are still getting blocked after somebody passes away.
But I think one of the ones that I've seen is a 12-minute joke or something like that that's been recommended pretty frequently. I don't really know what that's about. but maybe that's something we can look into at some point. And so there's a few more comedians we can look into. If you guys have recommendations and suggestions, we're always open to them. And I'd like to check out a little more Dave Chappelle, so maybe we'll be back with some of his stuff soon, and we'd love to have you there with us. So hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. We got 2 videos every single day between music, comedy, and sports. As we know, Sam loves her comedy.
I do, so keep those recommendations coming.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll see you in our next video, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you then.